Welcome back to Mystery Rift, folks. I'm David Paulides, and it is a privilege to be here with you. The view behind me is spectacular. A slice of the Montana wilderness, part of the entryway to Glacier National Park. This is the kind of untamed, majestic, yet profoundly isolated landscape that forms the very backdrop for the terrifying cases we study in Missing 411. The mountains are beautiful, but they keep their secrets. And those secrets, I'm afraid, are often dark and cold. Before we dive into the latest case update, I want to briefly address the current climate we're all navigating. We are bombarded with information and fear, so it is vital we anchor ourselves in verifiable facts and numbers. Consider this comparison. The CDC reported that during the 2017 to 2018 flu season, there were an estimated 80,000 deaths in the United States. An average year sees up to 56,000. Yet, those numbers came and went with little major disruption to daily life. When the reported narrative doesn't match the historical data, when the facts are murky, that's when you must start asking the uncomfortable questions. In the realm of Missing 411, we deal exclusively with the most extreme isolation and the most baffling anomalies. It's in places like this wilderness, where there is virtually zero traffic, that the inexplicable has room to operate without any human witness. Let's turn now to a case that is tragically representative of the Missing 411 phenomenon, a case that speaks to the very soul of the mystery. It concerns Joey Peters. Joey was a 6-year-old autistic boy who vanished last November near Casper, Wyoming, in Natrona County. This specific area, as I've documented, has an unsettling history of strange, illogical vanishings, cases where people seem to disappear into thin air. He was wearing nothing but pajama bottoms and a light top, no shoes, and the weather conditions, a critical factor in these cluster cases, turned horrific almost immediately after he was reported missing. What followed was a massive professional effort. Wyoming state trackers, multiple canine teams, professional volunteers, drones flying for weeks. They even deployed bloodhounds from the state prison system. They searched every single grid in that unforgiving terrain. They did not find him. This past Saturday, months later, his body was found by chance by a couple riding on horseback. He was located high up on a hillside. The crucial, chilling detail we see in so many of these cases is the anomaly of evasion. How did a 6-year-old, lightly dressed and shoeless, evade every single professional resource deployed against him by the state? He was found on a hillside, a place where he could likely see his own home. Yet, the bloodhounds went cold, the trackers were baffled. It's as if an unseen force, an intelligent presence, deliberately steered him away, or perhaps actively concealed him from the searchers. Now, speaking of strange forces and concealment, I want to bring your attention to the mountain view behind me. Right where that deep V sits on the Flathead River lies a location known as the Montana Vortex. I've been there multiple times, and certain aspects of this spot simply defy the commonly accepted laws of physics. It's a place where gravity seems to play tricks and objects appear to shift without explanation. What is most compelling are the stories from the Native Americans, whose ancestors traveled these lands. Their elders passed down warnings to stay away from that particular location, because you disappear. It serves as a stark, tangible reminder that in these remote, wild spaces, there are forces at work, geophysical, elemental, perhaps something ancient and intelligent that we do not understand. They can affect the environment, warp perception, and maybe even influence the reality of those who wander into their influence. Let's move to the mailbag. I receive thousands of stories, and many echo the same chilling theme: the feeling of being watched, the bizarre sound of large branches snapping far above camp with no wind, the strange sightings of orbs over the trees. I recently received a detailed account from a former wilderness guide who saw a strange, round, hovering object over the mountainside with her husband. Here is the shocking key. She saw the object travel into the trees. while her husband simultaneously saw it travel over the mountain. The object, seemingly, was not constrained to a single point in space. It warped. It shifted dimensionally. It broke reality for two witnesses at the same time. This is an observation we've recorded in hundreds of UFO cases. Her strangest experience escalated when she lived isolated in Sedona, Arizona. She described the terrifying phenomenon of sleep paralysis, but it was far more than that. Her body felt like every single atom was vibrating at a blindingly high frequency, while her mind was completely awake. And then she saw it. At the foot of her bed, an entity. Large, bald head, small body, black eyes. The classic gray figure. Her two dogs began barking in unison at the apparition, confirming its physical presence. The feeling of being lifted, the deep sense of violation she described, it all points to a high strangeness, an alleged alien abduction experience. This is not sleep paralysis. This is contact. And here is where we pose the ultimate question, the one that ties all the missing 411 cases together. What if the ultimate cause behind the uncanny disappearance of individuals like Joey Peters is not a bear or a random accident, but an interceding, intelligent factor? A kind of predatory force that knows the patterns of search and rescue, that knows where to look for its victims, and most critically, knows how to conceal its subjects, or even itself, from human discovery. This force is not bound by our physical rules. It uses the deep wilderness as its cover, and the anomalies, the lack of tracks, the impossible terrain, the bizarre, sudden discoveries are the chilling clues it leaves behind. My friends, the support I've received from all of you, the critical thinkers and the truth seekers, has been invaluable. I read every comment, and I protect this space fiercely from those who seek to silence the discussion. We will not let the naysayers distract us from the truth. Be safe out there. Be aware. And remember, the wilderness is vast, and the unexplained is closer than you think. During this time of required stillness, watch the movies, read the books, play board games with your family, but never, ever stop using your power of critical thought. I appreciate you watching Mystery Rift. Until next time, keep looking deeper and stay safe.